All right, thanks everybody for coming on to tonight's Commercial Finance Experts Academy's webinar. Today we have a couple of guests coming on, and I think Robert said he was sick, so we'll see how well he feels, if he's able to come on or not, but I got most of the details from him. And Rahim will be on later on. Thanks for joining us, David, to help me with the show at the beginning here. And let's see, what do we got? Wow, got 20 people so far. Man, there's like a slew of you guys RSVP. But the show must go on. Like the greatest snowsman on earth said, the show must go on. No matter how many people shows up, we got to get the ball rolling for those who have. And for those who haven't, tough luck for them, right? Okay. All right. So this is just some legal mumbo jumbo. Screen capture if you want to read it later. But it's basically saying, the information I'm providing tonight is not fact, it's not fiction, but it's just experience based on Sewell's and some of his colleagues and mentees that have gone through the commercial financing course have gotten experience from. So we're just sharing tonight with what we experienced, and take it with a grain of salt. Okay, guys? All cool with that? If anybody wants to, I can send them this, email them this later, but I think we're all out, so we can skip to the next part. Okay, Peach? All right, so how to get the best out of this webinar. First of all, put away the cell phone, turn off the Facebook, turn off the Twitter or anything you have chat in the background, the Google Hangouts and all that. It's very disruptive. And if you're one of those people that's coming right now with a whole bunch of your glasses full, you got so much stuff going on. But here's what I want to help you guys up to be able to frame your mind when you come on this webinar tonight to get the best out of this webinar, okay? So there are 4 glasses of wine on the right-hand side, you can see there. One's an optimist, he says the glass is half full. The other one is a pessimist, he said the glass is half empty. The realist is always saying, it is what it is. Good business, bad business, good economic times, bad times, just deal with it. The opportunities on the other hand are, while idiots were discussing and complaining, arguing about this glass, I drink all your wine, right? So myself, I prefer to be an opportunist and take advantage of any kind of economic concerns or up and downturn of the economy. I don't care. I just find a way to take advantage of that and make money for my family, my friends, and my investors. Okay? So that's what I want to share tonight. Yes, we all are facing a whole bunch of challenges in front of us now. The mortgage rules have changed dramatically since I started back in 2010. The real estate market is actually very similar back in 2010. It was facing a downturn in the real estate market when I first joined, and it's coming back full circle again, and we experienced similar. Perhaps a little bit more disruptive because of the regulations on top, but it is what it is. So some of you are facing a fork in the road right now, deciding. Some of you are thinking, deciding, should I leave the bank channel? Should I leave the broker channel, go back to the bank, go to Coast Capital, or do something else, right? I said, you know what? Give me 2 hours of time today, and that might change, right? Because we live in such a great time right now in this world, in this economy, and what we have given to us, crazy. I come from Vietnam, guys. You have to understand this. There's no such thing as lending like we have here in Canada, in the US, and most domesticated country. There is no such thing as low interest like it is. Even though it's 5-6%, even if it goes up high, that's even still low. In Vietnam, there's like 18-24% interest rate. The average consumer can't borrow that because they would never be able to pay back in their lifetime, right? So, and also, you get paid a whack of dough to lend out other people's money. How insane is that? Right. So put your hats, safety hats on, put safety gear on, and stick with me here. So why this webinar? Does Sue have hidden agenda? Yeah, Sue will talk about, I'll make an offer to you guys at the end, and you decide to take advantage of it, great. If not, I don't care. I don't give a crap, right? For those people who see it and they take advantage of it, they can make big money. That's all I got to say. There is no hidden agenda. I already told you what it is. And the biggest reason why I want to do these webinars is because I'm just getting sick and tired of watching in some group forum and people whine and complain about why this bank does that, why investors groups are able to do this, and why nobody in our channel could able to offer this. Meanwhile, Sue is out there giving his client mortgages investors group at HSBC, at BMO, when they are offering these low rates. Stop. Drink the wine. Don't be a bunch of lemmings and argue with the other guys about it or how bad it is. Just take advantage of opportunity, guys. All right. So hopefully by the end of this webinar, I'm going to dramatically change the way you think about mortgage brokering. And I really hope that will make you a ton of money. It has been for many that have listened to me and considered what I said and even tried it, they made money. Okay? And I'll share you a lot of successes throughout here. What else is there? Other than the integrity and access, I like to have full access, but what's in it for you, right? What's in it for me? What's in it for you is I'll go through a couple case studies, which we're able to do. It's wacky, it's crazy. Sometimes you think it's impossible, but it really isn't, right? And we'll share with you how we got it, and perhaps you can see and take advantage of that as well. One personal situation happened to me is, a good family member that came to me to say, I got this property I wanna purchase. So can you help me? So I look at it. It's a rental property, and it was inside the broker channel. The best time that it was in September. The best that I can get in the broker channel was at 75% at TD, of 3.15% variable for 25-year. There's a whole bunch of income documents that's required on our side, and couldn't use his corporate income because he had a lot of corporate income in there, but he can only use the money he draw from that, the dividend, which is fair. Which is fine. That's what I had to deal with, right? But I look outside the channel and what else I can find, right? The other one was not really great. The offer from monoline lender, even though the rates were good, I think the issue will be monoline lender is the huge requirements, and we need some of the corporate income to make sense of it. So TD may make an exception. Scotia may make an exception on allowing some corporate income, no more or less, but can't use fully. Meanwhile, I went out to HSBC, and they're offering a 30-year AM, 2.39% variable rate mortgage. Yeah, 2.39 compared to 3.15 at TD. And I was able to get max 80% loan to value for this particular file. The documentation is very simple, right? You know how it is. Just NOA and the financials that they got the year end, and with the corporate income, I can use 100% of corporate income. So it was a slam dunk deal for them. On top of that, my file here had $1,000 cash back. That was extra money they gave to me, right? I could have charged what I normally charge, but since it's family, so I was being fair. But even I got paid, right? I minimum, I told them my minimum was $2,500, and he paid me the rest, $1,500 on top. But the appraiser is we get to choose, and there was a hiccup with this, and I'll explain the situation maybe later on down the road. Hey, David, remind me to explain about the hiccup here with appraisal, okay? And I'll get into that. But on this file, I may miss it, I might not, but just remind me. I'll come back to this later, okay? So if you really look at the three options here, which would you take if this was you, right? I'm just being facetious about this. Of course, everybody's going to take the third option. But the problem is this, guys, is that none of us are doing this for our clients. Yet we would take the HSBC mortgage any day or night. If there was my mortgage, damn, I'm taking that one, right? Of course, we don't pay ourselves a fee or anything, right? We don't charge ourselves a fee. But even a client, if they were to pay a 1% fee, think about that. Would they take that? The difference was a $50,000 less down payment for the client. Would they pay you a 1%, which is like $8,600 minus the $1,000 cash back? So really, they're out of pocket $7,600. But they're saving themselves $50,000 from the down payment, plus cash flow on the long term, right? It's crazy. So that's what I want you to have an open ear and an open eye and keep your ears open to see the potential that we have to help our clients properly, all right? Which one would you pick? So what you're gonna learn from this webinar is how to make more money and work less, all right? How to simplify commercial financing. It's not that complicated, guys, all right? I'm just telling you this. And a lot of these people that you see throughout this webinar, they'll tell you as well. Plus, increase your value and increase your money, your income, right? Because right now you're trading, hours for dollars. Why not trade instead of hours for pennies on the dollar, which the broker channel is basically paying us, right? Make more money, man. Right? Charge 200 basis points. That's what I've been charging. Now I'm charging 300 basis points. Right? For the right client, they'll pay. That's the way it is. Right? So the current challenge inside the broker channel is what we're facing is this really. TD and Scotia have this, right? The broker channel is the girl on the left. And the girl on the right, that's the branch channel, guys. Right? We know this already. And you hear a lot of people complain and whine about it, but that's the way it is. So tough luck, right? Just deal with it. So we don't have any special programs anymore. They're taking away a lot of those professional programs, but on the branch channel, they still have that. There's no high net worth programs. Branch channels still have it. Difficult to get exceptions. They actually force their exceptions up the chain of command, and they get it done. Limited number of properties we're allowed to have inside each bank. Well, if you go to the branch, their numbers are much higher than ours inside the broker channel, right? Restrict the loan amount 75% instead of max 80. All the rentals that I have that gone through the branch and outside has gone up to 80% loan to value, right? Rarely they will push back to 75. The hoops that you got to jump through, well, that ain't fun either. Efficiency ratio, increasing competition from more TD sales force that are expanding, and the market's not happening for us, right? Future, I don't know. There'll be more rules coming. Chances are there will be, right? So look at those hoops. How many more are they going to make to us to jump through? So the question that I always ask is it possible for me to work less and make more? There has to be, because there are people out there who work a lot less and made a ton more money. Other than hiring more people, which I have to manage and have to babysit, I don't want to do that. I don't want to work 200 files, 300 files a year. That's not what I came to be a mortgage broker for, right? My family still wants to see me around, not to disown me because I fell in love with my work instead. Well, I'll share you this, and I hope you take this the right way. But this is my income from 2010 and onward, and how it's grown even through the rough rides and all that. Right? This is not to brag to you. This is just to not to impress you at all. Okay, this is to impress upon you what commercial finance can do for you, and how if you work properly outside the channel and inside the channel as well, how your money can grow and double without more effort, right? I don't have a team of 20 people or 10 people. Yet I make more money than most people who have a team of 10 and 20 people working for them, right? Just between Dave and I, it's pretty much it. They're working full out, but our income has climbed and climbed. In 2013, I focused more on commercial financing, and 20% of my business came from commercial. And I focused more and more over the years, of course. So you can see it growing there. In 2017 is probably my defining moment, 16 and 17. In 2016, I made $300,000, okay? In 2017, I made $365,000. I didn't grow as much anymore because I've done some changes, and I'll show you in a bit here. Here's what I did. In 2015, half of my income came from commercial business, and I had 101 clients. I was working full out, 6.5, almost 7 days a week. That's just nuts, right? My wife and kids didn't see very much of me. I would network just like you network with every business marketing, anything I can find in front of clients and stuff. And it was just killing me, right? It was just tough. So, wife and I had a discussion one day, and they said that you have to pick it. You either pick us or you're gonna pick your job. What's it gonna be? And I thought, you know what? Most of my money had been coming from commercial side and outside the broker channel. So I looked at where most of my money was coming from, and I focused more on that. And in 2016, I went from 101 clients down to 80 clients, okay? And my business grew from 210 to 300, okay? In 2017, I made a big change as well, and I fully looked into commercial, and I focused strictly on commercial. 73% of my business was outside the broker channel, right? Think about this, guys. If you drop 33% of your client base in 1 year, from year to year, how would your income look like? All right? Would your income climb, or would it drop off the cliff like most people would? You don't have to answer this question, but you know what I'm talking about, right? The numbers don't look good at all, especially you lost 33% of your client. And the reason why I make more money is per client, all right? They pay me 200 basis points. None of this silly 75, 80 bips or 100 bips, right? What would your business look like though? Right? If you did this on the residential channel, residential brokering only, would it look anything close to this? Right? This year, I'm hitting very close to hitting my 500K figure that my goal was at the beginning of the year. All right. Yes, I acquire a little bit more clients than 50, but I get to choose how much I make. All right. Who controls how much you make? Right now in the broker channel, they control it. When you have all those business for self-client that are stated or anything like that, or needs B lending, Equitable Home Trust and all those, Bridgewater, they only pay you a fraction of it, 50, 60 bips, right? You don't get the full meal deal anymore. I want to show you how ethically you can make 200 basis points or more today, all right? So the choice is, why not you get to choose how much you make? Why not? Right? You're in the business for you and your family, right? It's not for the monoline lender, I can tell you that much, all right? I made that choice quick. So here's Robert Klein. He's really sick, so he's apologized he can't come on, but he just gave me the close notes to share with you. He had a $5 million deal referred to him, and it was RBC private banking deal that couldn't get it done. It was a $5 million rental house in Vancouver. I know. Would you want to rent a $5 million house to somebody? I definitely wouldn't, but hey, right? That's just the way that this guy is. He's a very wealthy guy. He owns 8 other single family detached property. So it's all residential. There's no commercial property he owns. He has an operating company. He's a doctor, right? MD. But RBC even turned him down. He makes $2.5 million a year after year. And the money's coming from the corporation. He's drawing out, what the heck? He was supposed to draw about $1 million out of there. And sat down with our other alternative lending source that we have outside the broker channel, and the commercial lender we talked to is going to take it down even to 0%. So get this, RBC turned it down, and another FI, another big major bank, is gonna give this client full $5 million. Forget about the $4 million. The $4 million is a mortgage. So the extra $1 million that they're gonna get, the extra $1 million is coming from leverage from his business finances, right? He has investments as well, so they can use his investment to give them a loan. It's called hypo loan for short. Hypothecation, right? If you really want to look it up, you can Google it and figure it out later. But it's for private banking and high net worth clients only. And a corporate general security agreement was given to RBC originally, but now they're going to take that and bring it to this new bank, which is cool. That's going to bring a lot of business over to the new bank. So think about that. The commercial account manager is thrilled. He's going to send a ton of new deals that he can't do. Guess to who? Robert. And by the way, guys, Robert is going to share with us the cool tool at the end of it for lender analysis that I'll give the link to afterwards. And he is the founder, by the way. If you guys are already using his newsletter, if not, check it out. Hippo Contact. It's unbelievable newsletter. I want to throw it out there to him. That, guys, this guy doesn't need to work that much, does he? Think about it. He's got business on the side. He's got insurance on business on the side. He's leveraging several lines of businesses, income, right? Different ways of providing him monthly income. He's living a nice life on the island in the middle of nowhere. He's not here aggressively, actively pursuing new clients like we are, right? But think about that. Look how much money he's made, even on a 1% fee. Jeez, good Lord, all right? How many clients does he need to make? Yeah. So this is cool. Robert sent me a note on Facebook, and he said that, hey, read this. I don't want to read my own thing here. David, are you here?
I'm here.
Why don't you read that? I'm going to go sip.
Yeah, this is from Rob Klein. I want to give Sua Trong a big shout out and thank you for his training and mentorship. He opened the idea of building relationships direct with lenders on the residential side and the commercial side. 70% of my mortgage business now goes through these channels. So only 30% of Rob's business is going through normal broker channel lenders. Huge difference.
The question to him was, what were you doing with these clients before if they were unable to get done on the broker channel? All right, he just said to tell them to F off, literally, fuck off. I was like, geez, look how much money you're leaving on the table because you can't get it done inside the broker channel. You tell them to screw off. Like, come on, guys. We're much better on that. We're more resourceful than that, right? That's why we're in the broker channel. Well, that's why we are the go-to expert in financing, right? But how can you call yourself that and you tell clients to take a hike just because you can't do it because it looks so difficult, so challenging, right? Make money. So by the way, guys, for those who are listening in, Dave in the background here, he loves rockets and missiles and he hates to be waiting on clients and stuff. So that's what he looks like on the left a few years ago. Look how scruffy and veteran he is on the right? He's building houses with me on different projects, financing all across the Lower Mainland in Vancouver, right? David, would you mind sharing with the rest of the crew here what a mortgage broker is, the real definition of a mortgage broker?
You mean it's not just to put mortgages at monoline lenders and make 1%? This is for the benefit of everybody in on the phones and not on the video. A mortgage broker is an intermediary working with a borrower and a lender while qualifying the borrower for a mortgage. The broker gathers income, assets, and employment documentation, a credit report, and other information for assessing the borrower's ability to secure financing. And nowhere in there does it say that I'm limited to my choice of lenders that I put my mortgages with.
Succinctly put, well put, right? And that's the reason why I keep hammering on it. And people, I don't want to get anybody pissed off over inside the I Love Mortgage Broking. So I'll pull back a little bit on my verbiage in slamming against people who just can't understand or can't take off their blinders and really look beyond the scope of that they're told in the UBC cards or wherever you got your mortgage broking cards. The definition does not say we have to work inside the broker channel, guys. Nowhere does it say that. This is Investopedia, right? I'm just saying we're being brainwashed since day one we got the license. Seriously, consider this and consider what I have to say in the following slideshows, right? So the thing about is, there's a lot of people who hate this, right? Who say, my favorite colleagues, really, they do well. They make 100, 200, 300 clients a year, and they make big dollars. But they go, Sue, I don't want to refer any. I don't want to be responsible for any of these clients because I don't know nothing about commercial. I don't know anything about the branch. I just send them out, right? I just refer them out, and these guys can do it if we can't do it, right? And I don't want to touch it, right? But here's the problem. You need to know a few things when you refer out to the branch channel, right? Just don't blindly do it, right? One thing you need to know is that you may lose control of the conversation and also the reputation with the client from now and into the future, right? So any similar deals that comes with the client's way like that again next time, they're probably going to bypass it and go straight to the branch, right? So think about that, right? The other thing is, in the branch channel, there is 6 different levels you can use, right? And of which 5 of them is most accessible. The branch is one, the mobile mortgage specialist is another. They have 2 separate rules. Small business lending, SBL, that's what it stands for. Small business lending has another different set of rule and limitation. Commercial account manager is the next level up. They also have different requirements and totally different access to different product lines, right? Private banking is even way better, but is very limited, restrictive to only a certain type of clienteles, right? So if you're referring to the branch, which of these channels are you referring them to? If you're referring to the wrong channel, you will get it declined the same way the broker channel will, all right? I got declined on the broker channel, MMS declined it, broker channel declined it, 3 different declines from TD, and yet at the end of the day, TD approved the loan in the small business lending or the commercial side. Why? It's a residential property, but why did they get approved, right? I'll explain to you how and why in a few slides later. So you need to also know what the risk is to you, okay? Because people say, well, refer out the branch and there's no risk to me and it's no skin off my back, right? And Toma here actually succinctly puts it that if you refer them to the branch, and actually, I'll play the video, let him talk about it. About a minute, 30 seconds.
I'm Thomas Jonke from Verico Paragon Mortgage Group, and I bring with me to the mortgage brokerage business 15 to 20 years of real estate investment and development experience. So my client base and my business is predisposed to commercial financing opportunities. As I made my way through the residential channel and building that residential practice, it was unavoidable that there were people such as developers and builders and consultants coming to me and saying, hey, Toma, do you do commercial files? And I would say yes. And the MO at the time for me would be to pass the deals off and to co-broker them and have little to nothing to do with the file. And the problem with that was that I would lose the client, I would lose the touch, I would lose the level of service that I like to bring to each client. So I observed Sua on social media for the last few months, and I liked his style, I liked what he had to share, and I decided to make the investment in his course. And what that's done for me is sort of open my eyes as to the commercial financing world. It's not rocket science. I mean, it is a different skill set, but it's going to allow me to grow that corner of my practice. And what I found even more insightful was the opportunity to bring residential files that were otherwise not feasible in the residential mortgage brokerage channel and make them work in the commercial field. So I would say to anyone considering taking on commercial files, if you're finding commercial files that are landing in your lap and you'd like to just keep that level of service yours, I would highly encourage that you take Sua's course.
Thanks, Toma. He was very kind. He's doing very well now, and he's not turning away deals like he used to do anymore. Right? That's the one thing I love about this business. Like, be the center of influence and keep your status as the go-to financing expert that way. Right? So here's the other thing you gotta watch for is unforeseen problem that happens when you refer out to the branch. And I was asking Dave to remind me about this one, but I do remember now because I have the slide in here, is that not just lose touch with the client, or if about the conflict of interest that you have no control over what the bank sells and what they twist the clients to buy mortgage insurance. And I've seen it happen often, right? Even when I'm sitting there in front of them. And then say, no, the clients already went through MPP, they don't not interested, they got term life insurance already, they got whatever with their financial advisor rate. So if they don't, I hook up with a financial advisor rate. The one thing that I have to tell you is, even on the file that I was helping with one of my family members, that unexpected issues can come up in this market. Has anybody seen lower appraisal value come up lately? Anybody? Well, I certainly have on this file, right? So it came back $25,000 lower, which was not a big issue, but it's $25,000. It's not a lot, right? But the bank did the appraisal, and I challenged that because I told them that I got comparables and I did some research, and then I contacted, you contact your usual appraisal company, and they tell you, so the numbers should be fine. That's a great property. It's in a central area, and I gave the address of the other properties that the bank appraisers were using to compare, and my appraiser said, man, they're using so far away. That's why the numbers came in lower. So I came back to the bank guy, my guy that I referred them, that I trust. Basically, you know what? The people that I refer to the branch channel and stuff, I trust them enough to babysit my 8-year-old. That's the only people I deal with. I don't deal with people that I just know them by name, right? This is no good. So because of that trust and relationship, he says, Sue, show me those report and show me the comparables that you have, the sold stuff, and I'm gonna push it to get a redo another appraisal. So because of all my interference, I stepped in and said, this is wrong. And they sent out another appraisal, and it came back differently. The numbers were much higher. And of course, because the location comparables that I used was closer to the subject property, right? So because of that, that's why we're needed. We can't let them go to the branch. It's like sheep to the slaughterhouse here, right? So, and which level of advice to send them to? You can say, yeah, just go to the bank, go back to your bank, deal with them directly. We can't help you in the broker channel. Don't do that. Learn that stuff, guys. Learn, reach out to these contacts. And over the years, they've sent me a ton of referral. TD has sent me just as much referrals back as much as I sent to them, right? But here's the problem with referring to the branch. Why this guy's chairs he almost fell off the chair? That's how I felt. Because I had a file on my desk one day, and I just had a suspicion that, I'm going to try something out. I had a slow week, so, something else to do. I experimented. I said, you know what? I'm going to send the same file, the same deal to 3 different advisors. It was a small business lending file. It was a commercial property, right? It's small. So I figured, because they all know me, and they like me, right? I sent them quite a bit of deal with same lender, the exact same lender with 3 different advisors. Guess what numbers they came back? 3 different pricing. Interest rates were different. And the cost, the fees were different. I was flabbergasted. I was like, what? What the hell's wrong with this? This picture is wrong. I never expected this. So, you know, a lot of the brokers in the channel believes that, you know what, so I'm going to send it to the branch because they're all the same rates. And, you know, that's bullshit. Based on my evidence, my research, it's not true, right? The difference was close to 0.9, it was 0.95%, close to 1%. Think about this. These guys know me. They dealt with me over the years. So they've already given me like a discounted pricing, right? So the reason why each of them gave me a different answer was, I'll tell you later, right? But is that it's a shock to me. So imagine me, I'm in the industry, you're in the industry. So when you refer them to this advice, they're ready to give you a discounted rate. What if the client went directly to the branch? You think they can get the same rate that you would have gotten or different? What do you think, David? I can tell you, it'd be dramatically different, all right? So if we do our job, we save a client the money, and you know what? Pocket the money. It will help the cash flow regardless, right? So the 1% fee, if you charge them, they make it up in the next 4 years. Think about that, right? Do your job, get paid extra. Hey, how much underwriting work do you think you need to do when you refer them to the branch? Think about that, right? I know we're doing a balancing act regarding what's at stake, right? Our time invested and the reputation that, you know, if we don't know what the hell we're doing, we screw things up, we're going to lose a reputation, right? Yeah, I get it. And that's why I say invest in yourself so that you know, and then you do your job better. So you don't feel like the guy on the left. If I just send them straight to the bank and something happened, guess how I'm going to feel? Like that guy, all right? It's like, oh, crap. Right. And yes, there is risk when you send people straight to the branch. If they don't know what the hell they're doing, just don't blindly send them to any MMS, like mobile mortgage specialists. Trust me, just like there is some shady brokers, there's some not so good MMS either, right? Mobile advisors. And they're not all the same. They're not all that competent either. Right? So if you are referring to the branch and not getting paid, I heard some guys are getting paid 25 basis points from, 25% from these MMS, but it's like, come on, you can do better than that. But on the average, here's what I'm talking about. On the average, if you're making about $2,500 per deal, which is low, right, in Vancouver, but I'm just saying on average across Canada, perhaps that's what you're getting on per deal. If you're referring them 1 deal a month and just giving it away free, that's like $30,000 you're kissing. Bye-bye. Every year. If you have a partner, like a girlfriend, a wife, or a spouse, or, like a husband and wife thing, just tell them that. I give about 1 client away a year. That's about $30,000, honey. We just don't need it. Right? Ouch. Right? So this is tough love, I call it. Stop the bullshit, guys. Do your job. Do better than just your job description. Right? And the job description doesn't say limit ourselves to one lender or limit yourself to lenders that only pay us, right? It doesn't say that. It says do your job. And our job is to provide the money. They pay us, right? That's how it works, right? And this is from Dennis. Hey, David, read this for me, please, my friend.
All right. Sua, thank you for your help. Making good progress on the list that you provided. Thanks for putting this together for me. It has massively changed my business. Now I understand what BS I was facing in this industry, so I fee my clients for my work. They're happy to pay. I earned a $14,000 fee from the executive summary I put together for one of my clients. The agreements are tight, so I'm more confident about getting stuff done and getting paid.
See, the key thing got this? He's more confident and he's getting paid. Right? It's nothing about Sua. It's not special, right? When you're more confident, you get paid. When you get paid, you get more confident. Right? It's a vicious cycle, I tell you, but it gets better, right? The more you make, the more you feel better. The more you feel better, the more you'll be able to do better. The more connections you make. and the more referrals you get. Because why? You can get it done. No other brokers can get it done, right? Less than 2% of mortgage brokers do the stuff that David and I do, that Dennis and I do. Dennis been around much longer in the mortgage broking business than I have. Same with Toma, right? It's not about who's been around longer. They don't know the stuff, guys. I just happened to come across it because I was fed up, and I didn't want to lose my wife, but I also didn't want to lose my income. I want to make more, right? Where's Rahim? Is Rahim on by any chance? This is his stuff. Where is Rahim?
Rahim logged in. You just got to turn him, unmute him. So
I'm going to see how to unmute this sucker. All right. Where are you, Rahim? Let me see. Rahim. I saw him there. There it is. Oh, he's raising a hand. Okay. All right, Rahim. I'll put you on the panel so you can talk. Rahim, share me about this. Rahim was in the recent one in Toronto. He came to the workshop, and he was moving out to his own place and start off his own office and everything. But he found a place that has a very high vacancy. He showed me about it too, and we're actually talking to acquire those properties. But vacant on completion, and the area is vacant. I think it was like 70-80% vacancy in this whole entire strata mall, right? And it's funny. This is in part of Ontario. I was kind of shocked. Rahim, are you on?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. It is pouring.
It's pouring. Well, aren't you glad you're not on trades outside right now?
No, I'm saying money is pouring, man. Come on.
Thank God. So, hey, Rahim, tell us about how you able to get this 90% purchase. Hey, people say it's not possible.
You listen to the master, and that's what you do. It's all in the recipe, to be very honest with you. And you guys will see it when you go through the course. Let's be honest. I mean, we're all intelligent. If we weren't, you won't be logging in into 7:30, 8 p.m. here Eastern time, trying to like spend time and understand what the hell is this guy talking about, right? Like we're all really super smart people, and we're motivated enough to get things going. So to be honest with you, commercial financing is a beast that it's very exciting. At the same time, it sort of gives you that creativity, that adrenaline rush, and there's so many interesting aspects to it. So I just love it, man. I just love for the different residential to me. It's, to be honest, I mean, I'll do it in my sleep, but it's boring, So,
but hey, wait, what's more exciting than getting 90% financing and no CMHC?
No CMHC, like Sua mentioned, this plaza that we are actually going to go in and in about 3 months. So building permits in now, and in about 3 months we'll be finishing putting our office in there. And this would not have been possible if I didn't really take this course. And granted, I did this one for myself, and I'm going to really just apply the same principles to every single file out there, right? So
you can do it for yourself. You should do it for somebody else, right?
Absolutely. So that's exactly the idea. And yeah, 90% financing. All it just required, you've got to have all the good stuff that a commercial file needs, right? Like from projections to proper financials to really understanding what retained earnings means, and even to be able to explain, even though the guy in front of you is a commercial, like TD, RBC, BMO, whatever, they're commercial experts, you still have to explain to them how everything is going to pan out, and why you are putting a value, and why do you request that 90%, and you just have to show the value, even though it is just on paper. So that's what creativity is, and that's what you will learn in the program.
So isn't it cool that you're able to tell the lender to give me more money than I need, rather than to please give me money?
So it does say 90%, but Sua, I did also get another 100,000 in line of credit after that. So yeah,
they're gonna operating business 100,000 line credit. Oh,
yeah, they're gonna pay for the rentals as well. Yeah.
Perfect. So no money out of pocket. So pretty almost 100% now.
Well, over 100%.
Wow, Rahim, we're gonna touch base, and we can take over the other property, probably do the same thing. Is once there's a precedent, and the coolest thing about commercial finance is once there's a precedent created with that lender ready, They just go to the same credit adjudication department and say, look, it's the same file, but it's a bloody same file. Just get it approved.
Absolutely. Right? So, and Sua mentioned this earlier as well. Whoever is interested, let us know, because we're actually planning to buy a whole lot more units in this plaza. And just a little bit tidbit, if you contact me, the new LRT is coming up very close to this plaza, and it's in Toronto. And, it's in a busy area. So, yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Nice. We'll share about that later down the road.
For sure.
Got to tie it up. Very cool. Thanks, Rahim. I look forward to seeing you in Toronto again in what, 2-3 weeks time here, right?
3 weeks. 3 weeks at the Aga Khan Museum, November 21st, 22nd. Beautiful place. Just square in. So yeah, we're all ready to go at the Patrons Lounge.
Very cool. VIP treatment. All right, let's go to the next slide, Eric. Where are we? I'm gonna go as fast as I can. So here's why I do this and why Joe really hits it bang on, because most of us are doing the same thing over and over again and chasing after the same realtors. Matter of fact, several realtors are being chased after by everybody in the same office, like the bloody office. And I don't want to be that. I don't chase realtor. The ones that need me, they come after me. I don't go after them. And hear what Joe has to say about this and maybe give you an idea of why you need to reframe the way you do business. All right. So he has 15 years of experience being in broker business, a lot of private.
Taking the course, I think would be well advised to do so. Definitely a benefit to your clients and by extension to yourself, of course. I think it's called a boot camp for a reason. You're not going to become a commercial financing expert overnight or at the end of this course by any means, but you certainly will have, you'll be pointed in the right direction, and you'll know what skills you need to acquire, because some you may be comfortable with and some may be completely foreign to you, and overall well worth it. The cost, one deal alone, you're recovering your cost there, so I think that's a no-brainer, although it sounds like a lot to bite off, but I think it's well worth it. So again, recommend certainly to anyone that's looking to not compete in the same space as probably 95% of the other brokers out there.
Unless you want to join the other brokers out there chasing up the same realtor that's not getting anybody. They're getting a no-show at open houses now, right? I heard about some other mortgage brokers. They attended open house on the weekend, and it's like, how did the weekend go? He goes, so not one person showed up. I said, wow, so you must have had a lot of donuts. I haven't gone to an open house for ages, years. I don't get it. Anyway, don't need to, guys. Just don't compete in that business because it's not fun anymore, right? Especially when there's no people going to the open houses. But it's easier said than done, right? So the biggest problem is this. You don't have any idea how to do it. You're not certain how things work. And you have no direction. There's no mentorship in the office you're working at or in the company you're at. Matter of fact, Beata was one of my broker. I wonder if she's on here. Oh yes, she is. Beata. Oh man, goodness. Hey Beata, you want to say have a quick say? I'm gonna allow you to talk in a second. Yeah. So Beata came to me and she said that, matter of fact, my managing broker told me not to get involved in commercial finance. I don't want anything to do it because you're not going to get any business, so don't waste your time, right? So I don't know about you right now, but can you hear me, Beata? You perhaps unmute on your side if you want to talk. But if not, that's okay. It's very cool that she's on here, and I want to brag.
Hi, yes, I'm here.
Hey, did I say it was true?
Yes, absolutely true.
So your managing broker said you're never gonna get any commercial business from anyone or anywhere. Have you had any commercial business come your way since we spoke?
I've had a couple of files on my desk. Yes, absolutely. And you're absolutely right. He strongly recommended that I don't do it, that I refer it, because he couldn't help me, basically.
Right. So don't feel bad. That's okay. I mean, when I was in my office at one of the franchise, that's what I was told. Look, don't screw around with commercial. You don't know nothing about it. You're going to screw things up. Everything's going to look bad. So don't do it. So see, if I had listened to her, where would it be today? That franchise, by the way, is no longer around. So thank God I didn't listen. Right. It's just the way it is, guys. Either listen to your heart, listen to what your gut feeling is telling you, and go for it like Beata did. And I highly commend her for taking that. And I tell you what, her son is going to learn a ton more now than he would have if she had not taken commercial financing. And he's pretty excited to see all this weird stuff, right? It's amazing.
True story.
Right on. Thanks for sharing, Beata.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. That was impromptu, but that's the way I do. So if you're unfamiliar with the process, who, where, what, when, and why, I'll go through it quickly. I know it's an overview, and I don't have enough time to give you a deep dive into this, but it just tell you how it works, right? There is unfamiliar requirement, it's okay. There's an unknown credit process, that's fine. There's unknown key players, cool. But these are the things, untested lenders or commercial account manager, that's fine. These are the unknowns. So all you need to do is like one of those, slot puzzle thing. You put everything to where it belongs, right? And you figure where people are and figure how it works. I help with those situations. I help with that, right? So you can fast track you. So here's how the commercial financing process looks in the bird's eye view from top down, right? Get the whole story, what's going on. You take the personal net worth. It's similar to a regular application with a whole bunch of questionnaires attached to it, right? That they don't have on residential application, but it's just a simple questionnaire like, have you been bankrupt? Have you been in a lawsuit? That kind of thing. You interview and interrogate all the parties that are involved, realtors, sellers, tenants, and you get all the stories from that side. You gather, oh, sorry, I'm going too fast here. You gather all the critical documents, and Bernadette Laxamana, who also took my course, I'll talk to you about later here. She says, no docs, no talk. I've been doing this for a long time, and that's exactly what I do. Until you get the full documentation, I don't do squat. Don't invest your time in it. 5-minute phone call, I'm done, all right? And connect with the key players, right? Either the CPA, the accountant, the appraiser, the insurance broker, right? Connect all these key people together so that you're the conduit. Everything goes through you. So good luck in trying to find another broker to take over this file, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, right? Prevention, mitigation. This is different. On the residential side, we don't have this problem per se as much unless you got a remediate property. Then you really have to figure things out. But there is some preventative measures that you can do, and then ways that you can mitigate them on the commercial side if you suspect there's going to be some problem with this property or some issues that they don't know, the client doesn't know about, but you're aware of it. And I teach you about all of that, how to prevent issues from flaring up and how to mitigate problems before it becomes a problem, right? You show a client that they have a bigger problem than they actually know, they'll be very happy to listen to you and how you can solve that problem, right? Executive summary. There's a way to create, and the reason why Rahim got the loan at 90%, because he created a summary that the bank, it would be stupid not to take him and his business on, because the way that we have the accountant projection and everything in there, it looks so rosy that is like it'd be a no-brainer for the client to get the approval if you put it that way, right? And we'd be able to negotiate the rates and fees and everything for the client, just like we told our clients on the residential side that we're supposed to be able to do, but we're unable to on the residential side. In commercial, you can negotiate everything, the fees, the interest rates. Matter of fact, even the appraisal reports from people, you can control that, right? Final agreements, good faith deposit. I have all the templates, all the agreements, all the broker's mandate written by legal lawyers, and it can be used across Canada. So everything's done for you. So it's not reinventing the wheel. Everything's there. All it is learn how to do it. And this is a very simple process, right? It's not rocket science, like Rahim said, right? Once you learn it, once you go through the process yourself, it's simple, right? So this one here is David's file. David.
Yes, sir.
So we have this beautiful house here behind that bush there, and they cut it away and it looks beautiful behind. Tell us about this. What's the problem with this?
Where do I start with what were the problems with this?
We got 20 seconds for you.
Okay. First problem was the zoning. It's a residential property, and the house had been broken up into 3 different suites. But the zoning on this little chunk of land was in I2, Industrial 2 zoning in the city of Vancouver. So that right there took it out of every broker channel lender right there because of the industrial zoning.
Not the remediate grow up?
Remediate grow up. It had been a grow about 10 or 15 years ago. So that's very bad. On the good side, the owner had done extensive renovations to remediate the property, and the inside of the house is actually beautiful. You'd never know.
Yeah.
But again, challenge number 2, remediated grow up. There's really almost nobody in the broker channel that is doing remediated grow ups. The odd credit union will do them.
And was it vacant or was it fully tenanted?
It was vacant. There was one tenant in one of the suites. One of the other tenants had given notice as soon as the for sale sign went up, and the third suite had been vacant for a while. So yeah, we had to use market rents in order to get this moving forward. And even the client got referred to me by her realtor. She had been turned down by her own bank. She had been turned down by the first mortgage broker that she had been introduced to. They apparently had not had any creativity in how to put this deal together, and came back to her after a couple of weeks and said it couldn't be done. And
Yeah.
I got it. And fortunately, I had learned a few things by the time I got this file. And I started making phone calls to my branch people and was able to get this done. In the end, it turned out to be extremely low loan to value. It was 10% loan to value.
But no bonus to premium?
No, we got best 5-year fixed rates on this at the time. There was no talk of any bonus premiums or any fees or anything like that because of the zoning or because of the remediation or anything like that. And we ended up going to another lender, not BMO, actually in the broker channel, did a huge equity takeout from her primary residence.
So you get paid on the other properties too.
90% of this. And then the balance we did with BMO. They didn't have a problem with the industrial zoning or the fact that it was a remediated property.
Wow. So you became a hero.
Absolutely. Yeah. She was in danger of losing this house. She'd removed her subjects because her bank had assured her that they could do this for her, and then they couldn't. And the first broker she talked to assured them that they could get this done and couldn't. So she had removed subjects on this property weeks before this file came to me.
Okay. Very good, man. Good job. Good job. So was the pay good, right, too?
Yeah, it was very good. I ended up charging her 2% across the board for the whole thing. So even though Scotia paid me a little bit, she also paid me a fee. And I got paid 2% on the chunk that we did at BMO.
Oh, that's terrible of you.
Hey, there was a lot of work involved in getting this thing done. I earned every penny of it.
Well, I'll bet. It's just the way it is, right? But you know what? You were the hero, and I'm sure the client was more than happy to pay that, right?
She had no issues with it at all. Like I say, she wanted this property. It made sense to her financially, and she was in danger of losing her deposit. She'd removed subjects on this property long before I got it, and she was starting to panic that she was going to lose all of her deposit money and maybe more.
Well, I mean, speaking of removing subject, this one came to me right afterwards too, and they were frantically trying to find a lender. There's multiple problems. Just for once, it's a 6-plex, so no broker channel would be able to do this one, and it's in Prince Edward Island, Charlottetown. Vancouver Corp.Client that wants to take money out of his corporation to purchase this property, right? So which is fine, but in the broker channel, there's issues. 6-plex is one. And of course, it's a corporate client and money's coming out of the operating company to buy it. And thirdly, it's built long before my great-great-grandfather was around, all right? 1870, heritage status, meaning that every lender doesn't want us to put this on the book because if anything ever happens to this place, there'd be a lot of people who can be crying foul. And there'll be a lot of penalties and a lot of, public outcry, all right? So not many people would want, not many lenders would want to get involved. The good thing is that this property is huge cash flow. It's in Charlottetown, so income-wise, not a problem, right? The only issue is that they bought this a few years ago. It was under a CMHC minimum amount of loan that they would do, so we can't do CMHC. If this was like above, and it was about the $500,000, CMHC would be able to do it, and we would have been no problem. Like you can do CMLS, First National, and all that. People's Trust, Home Trust, the commercial side that does a lot of multifamily, this would have been done easy inside the broker channel. But because of the different scenarios, maybe it may not have been able to do it either because of the holding company status as well, an operating company. So the challenge that they had was at least he had a silver lining that's a 5% assumable mortgage with 3 years left. So client could have just said, you know what? Yeah, I removed subject rate. I'm going to take the 5% mortgage, but it's, you know, as an investor, they always want the best cash flow, right? So the good thing about that is having a very high, nice cap rate, meaning that they can debt service even at 5%. So that wasn't a problem, right? So how I got this client a better solution was I basically look at what was on the land title, and it was with the local credit union. And the local credit union has several offices there. I decided to go to the branch that's far away from this property and got an approval on the commercial side with that rate you see in front of you, right? The 3-year rate, you know, comparing apple to apples, it would be 3.15%. And the 25-year amortization, it would, you know, extend the amortization rather than keep the one that they currently have, that would increase their payment, right? Cash flow is huge now instead of the little bit that he had, right? And I negotiated a fee down from, was it $2,000 to $750. So it was a negligible fee that he has to pay them, right? He paid me the 2% fee. So here's the thing. The current lender gave the client this option, right? Which is fine. There was no extra cost, and he just signed on a dotted line and assumed to take over the mortgage. Cool. But and he's an investor, so he wants a better option. So I offer him the second option, right? Which is 3.15%, 3 years. Same 3 year. So he saved almost 2% there, right? My 2% broker fee, he only basically has to eat that in the first year. So next 2 years, he's laughing. Does that make sense? So this is just compare apples to apple. The only thing he has to pay for the extra legal cost that is involved. But he's cash flowing a huge amount of money now instead of at 5%, right? Because he's a smart, savvy investor, he said, you know, Sue, I don't want to come back 3 years and see you again. So he took 5 years, right? So that was cool with me too. I'm okay. 3 year, 5 year, I get paid the same. So it doesn't matter to me, right? 200 basis point, guys, yeah, I'm okay, right? Help the client out. So having one option though, is not an option. I get it. Most of us are dealing with efficiency ratios, and we only give a client one options. I don't think that's a good thing. You got to give them more than just having one option, guys. I get it. Efficiency ratio and all that, yes, I get it. But I don't agree, all right? So here's how it works. So behind the scene, how did they get the loan approved? The executive summary is what you see on the left. And the tool that you get, it will be at the end of the webinar. I'll give it to that at the end of it. It helps you quickly calculate. So if you're on the phone and you got some information in 2-3 minutes, you can quickly make a quick calculation, and you can figure how much a maximum mortgage will be for the client. And this is a cool tool. It's free for you guys to use, and I'll give the link we'll be given at the end of it, and you can use that. This is basically the simplest form for executive summary you can get. Because it is not a complicated property. There's not too many moving parts. You can get this video afterwards. After the webinar is over, you can look at it and freeze frame if you want to see how the executive summary looks like. This is for a simple non-commercial property. It's multifamily, so I still consider it as residential, but you know, you get financing on the commercial side. And the coolest thing, because it's a residential property, you can get the residential pricing because of that. It's a great area, right? That's pretty cool. So I want to brag about Noelle. Noelle came to me in April in 2017, and she was totally unsure about going to take the course because she's I gotta fly in soon. You know, I don't know you from hole in the ground, but is it worth it? So this is Scott Peckford's interview her afterwards, right? If you haven't get a chance to hear, I'm gonna click play and quickly go through that.
So, Noelle, tell me, what were you doing before you got into the mortgage business?
Before I got into the mortgage industry, I was an EMT in EMS, and I also taught in EMS and was in it for over 5 years.
Okay, cool. That's kind of my background is very similar. So I started in emergency services, and I you look pretty young. So what people would say to me, like, "Are you old enough to do this? Like, does your mom know you're doing this?" They give me a hard time. But now I've gotten a lot older. Nobody says that anymore. I don't get ID'd anymore. Okay, so 3 years in the business, and so when did you take the course? So you took this commercial finance course. When did you take it?
I took the finance course over Easter break 2017.
Okay, and what made you decide to take it? Because obviously sometimes you see these things, you're like, should I do it? Like, what was the thing that made you decide you wanted to do it?
I felt like I was getting a lot of self-employed and business owners coming to me, asking financing questions and commercial stuff. And as well being an EMS, and there was a lot of contractors in that as well. And so those were a lot of the contacts that I had coming into the mortgage industry. And I just felt like I couldn't service those clients. And I couldn't find, I guess, somebody to service them for me. So I thought, maybe I just take the course and take it on myself and learn how to do it so I can take care of those people.
Okay, and so what did you think of it when you you went away for it was a 2-day thing, is that right?
Yeah, it was a 2-day thing. So I flew out from Edmonton and went and did the course in Surrey, and then flew home. And I thought it was really great. It introduced me to the whole world of all the lingo of commercial financing, really how they look at the file, all of the jargon that people would want to know. And I think it also gave me, I guess, the realization that the banks want to work with you. So I didn't really go and approach any banks to ask them, how do I do commercial financing or anything like that when I started. But taking Sue's course, all of the documents are there, all of the information was there, and it really gave me the confidence and the ability to really dive into that area of lending. So you took the program, then how long did it take you to start working on your first commercial file? I guess I took the program because there was a client that had come to me. They were looking at doing a $5 million build construction in Kelowna, and I didn't really know how to do it. I had already done all their personal mortgages, and so that was actually one of the pushes to sign up for this course was, I have this file, and if I take the course and I figure out how to do it, I can do this file. So I had it even before going into the course, and then we actually funded 6 months after taking the course. Right. Okay. So, and that's in my market, which is okay. And you did a mortgage in my community. It's totally fine. There's lots of. So you did this one mortgage, and then so what was something that was surprising to you about that you learned from commercial that was different than residential? I guess it was just really that the banks, like on the commercial side, banks are your friends. I'm not competing against any banks because I'm shopping all of them for the client. And I got to realize that each bank addresses certain things very differently, and so their pricing is very different. And so I realized that I can actually save the client a lot of money just by shopping and doing all the shopping around for them. And I can set them up for success. You almost become a bit of a business coach as well. So the first one that I did, they just had a Yellow Pages listing when I first started working with them. I actually sent them to get branding done. We branded the project. We did everything like that. And it was actually a lot easier than to call, and ask for $4.2 million and get them funded. So It was surprising to just really get to be involved with business owners in an entirety and see the project from start to finish. So there was a lot, very steep learning curve, especially in the first one, in doing a construction one. But yeah, there was a lot to learn. And so what was the ROI like for you on from that first deal? It sounds crazy and out there, but it's 600%. So from the cost of the program, what you made in that first file was 600. And did you ever think, when you're an EMT, because I know I was in the same industry, and the pay is not super high. Did you ever imagine you'd make that much money on one file? No, I never would have imagined that I would have made like over half of my year's wages as an EMT in 6 months. And really like a couple months of hard work on that file. So I never would have imagined that. And so what do you have right now in terms of your pipeline of commercial stuff that you're working on? Because you're able to spin that, not spin it, but able to leverage that into new files, right? Yes. So there's a few contractors that I'm working with that we're looking at seeing what they can do for.
I think I'll cut it short, save us some time here. But the coolest thing about this is what she said, that she's been shopping the competition big time, and it doesn't affect her, right? There is no efficiency ratios out there in the commercial world. It doesn't exist. Matter of fact, if you tell them, pretend if you're in the broker channel, you tell TD that you're shopping with Scotia and First National and CMLS, and they have to sharpen the pencil to get the client. That does not fly in the broker channel. In commercial world, that's understandable. That's the way we do business, right? Which is really cool. I get to actually do my job now, all right? And that's why it's so cool to see Noelle do that, and she's crushing it. She was recently asked to take on the lending desk, and maybe I'm swallowing here because I'm just sure she could tell everybody about it soon enough. But she's gonna take on that role. Kudos for her. Now she doesn't have to go hunting for new business all the time anymore. She's getting referrals sent to her from all the business people, and the success of these projects. Man, the signage too that she's get to put up, they're humongous. Right? Or 8 feet by 10 foot signage on my construction sites that I have is way bigger than the developer's sign. But that's another thing. That's a benefit of being in commercial financing, right? So here's the thing. Sue is not just a commercial finance guy. I prefer to teach my students as an expert in all the gray areas. Why am I saying gray areas this? If you look at some of these properties, they don't belong, and no broker channel lenders would do them. And there's more and more of them if you start expanding into these areas, because nobody's going to do this, guys. And if you can do that, you can charge 200, 300 basis points. They're more than happy to pay you. Because for them, like for example, the news agency there and the residential house there, and on the right-hand side, there's a restaurant there. That residential house they're buying is worth a dime. So they're more than happy to pay you your 200 basis point, 300 basis point, because they know the potential money they can make, it'd be many times that if somebody can help them get that financed, right? This house here at the bottom with a whole bunch of cars parked in front, it is the last holdout. This is what happens when you get punished for being the last holdout. All the retail plaza on the left, on the right-hand side, there's a parking lot, and then there's a high rise. The parking lot belongs to the high rise. So I don't know what this house is gonna build, but when it burns down, it can't be residential anymore, right? So residential people, broker channel will not finance that. No, never, right? And on top right is one of those projects where I have a client that comes in and says, Sue, I need $250,000 for renovations on a house I want to buy that's going to strip down to the stud. Yes, it doesn't happen every day, but no broker out there would want to touch this kind of mess that they're in, or if they're already partially involved. And I helped several of those in circumstances like that already. When you become the hero, like David became the hero on those deals, that's how you make the money, right? Doing stuff nobody else wants to do or wants to come touch it. Don't do the stuff that everybody's chasing for, guys. You don't make money in that, right? Sure, I'll buy the rates down. Hell no, my rate's going up. my fee's going up. Forget about buying down. That's bullshit. I'm not in it for the 50 basis point, right? So Noel said it takes 6 months because that's a complicated project. This one here is a simple project that I financed myself personally from one of my clients. She's a real estate investor, so 100% of her income is from rental income. She does not have a T4. She doesn't have a business for self-income. All it says is rental income. So good luck in any broker channel lender giving her any money. She's 100%. She's not heavily reliant on rental income. She's 100% reliant on rental income, okay? So this is the recipe that it's exactly something on the left-hand side of explaining about this property she's buying. On the developer website, that condo specifically states this: perfect for student housing on a bloody front page of the developer's website. Perfect for student housing. The reason why it was right across from basically UBC Okanagan. It's a University of British Columbia in Okanagan. My client bought 2 units. We put in the holding company, done deal. It was done. Done. 75% loan to value. She couldn't get more than that because she wanted to have cash flow. So 25% down, both units done. 100% rental income from her T1 General and 100% rental income from this property, right? Who did that? Well, come to workshop and I'll give you the information. I have the recipe black book and I share all my lenders with all my students. So you continue with this current scenario that you have right now, right? And then you face this. I love the document requests that we have on the broker channel. It just makes me want to stay out of it. Every time I see a long list, I say, okay, I'm done. All right? Limited access to products, not fun. All right? I can do 35% down today and equity income, right? You guys can't do that inside the broker channel. Efficiency ratios, yeah, go shop the competition, see how your efficiency ratio looks like, right? We're handcuffed, guys. We're told that, you tell your clients this, that you get to shop the competition, but in reality, you guys don't have that inside the broker channel. Outside is where we have access to that because there is none of this ridiculous efficiency ratio, right? And most of the time, it's not even your fault. It's the BDM that says you can't get it done, and then you go send it in, it's decline. It's like, yeah, about that efficiency ratio, right? You know what? Is it unfair? Yeah. I can't handle those kind of rejection either, right? I just couldn't handle it. It's like, this is just insanity, right? I'm getting declined when a BDM says I could get it approved. Perhaps you think you're being treated unfairly. Just a little, right? Just a little. So do the same thing over and over is what they call insanity, right? Albert Einstein's quote, I love it. It's one of my favorite. And don't expect different results by doing the same thing over, guys. You're not going to get anything different, all right? So you have a choice. You can do that or become the next superstar in your office, in your community. I'm the #1 mortgage broker in the Vietnamese community. It's a small community, but I'm slaying them. No other brokers can touch what I do, all right? I do some crazy ass deals that words get around real quick, all right? Talk to Sue. If your guy can't do it, he can get it done, right? Yeah, can Sue get every deal done? No, but most time I can get stuff done that no other brokers can get done, or even branch guys can get done either, right? So the benefits of a commercial financing expert is this. You get to keep your integrity. You can access everybody, guys. Investors Group, HSBC, BMO, you name it, who cares? They don't have to pay me. As long as I can get the product from my client, I don't care. My client pays me. They retain me as a lawyer, just like a lawyer would, right? I sell more to them because I can do stuff that nobody else can. They're not going nowhere, all right? I also can do business loans. I can do, everything, leases, you name it, anything they want, all right? And commercial. Plus, I get referrals from the bank lenders. How cool is that? Because I'm telling you guys, all those 6 different brokerage, 6 different channels inside the bank, they don't talk to each other. The top guy looks down on the low guy on the totem pole. They don't pass the business down. Only gets passed up. So if some guys at the top, the commercial account manager at the top of the food chain, it gets a deal for residential file, he gets no credit for sending it down to the branch level. So guess who he sends that file to? What do you think, right? Because I send him business, really good business with the full package and everything, all the summary done and everything else. They don't have to do much work, right? The branch sends them piecemeal. Yay! You know how that feels like when you get piecemeal, right? That's what commercial account managers get when they get referrals on the branch level, piecemeal. I don't do that. I send them a complete package. I work with less clients, as I've proven to you already. My numbers, statistics don't lie. Right? Less clients, I got paid more. This year, it's not 51 clients, it's more, but I'm approaching $500,000, so I'm okay with that. My wife's very happy with that, by the way, if you're curious about it. All right? Mind your database forever. They're always going to be buying something new, and you can always talk to them if you come up with new contacts. And when you have deals, guys, I do joint venture deals. I get paid 15% when I have nothing. I don't put anything down. Sometimes I will waive my fee and get 15%. One of the deals that I put a joint venture on that I'm getting from is going to become close to $87,000. They're selling this property that they finished building, right? I was involved in the whole entire process, connecting the guy who's selling the lot, connecting to the builder, connecting to the investor. Man, they're walking away with a big chunk of change too, but I'm okay with that, right? 15% is still way better than 2-3 basis points for my fee. So become the go-to expert in your world. All sorts of financing, all sorts of these people you connected to, leverage it. That's how you make more money. It's not in the mortgage broking financing. I make a ton of money outside the broker financing part. The joint venture is growing fast. And I'll share that with you guys when we meet, right? That's what I feel like every day when I'm in this world, right? I'm not frustrated. I could care less. If it rains, cool. The grass needs rain, right? So what? I'm inside. I'm not working outside, right? We have a great world here, guys, right? So become a certified commercial finance expert. You get nice certificate and plaques you put on the wall. It's really beautiful. If you've seen anybody in your office or anybody around town that have taken my course, you see the plaques. Very, very nice, right? Jasper, I'll toot his horn a little bit about, but he leveled up his knowledge. He was doing a lot of private stuff, and developers would come to him, and he's uncomfortable about. He says, Sue, I don't want to bullshit my client because they're developer builders. They know the language. I don't know the lingo. So I taught him and helped him, right? And he's made some good money. And one of the thing I'll share in a bit here about his success. Increase client retention. Think about this. When you got a client that has 10 properties, you got a master rent spreadsheet, right? Where are they going to go? I guarantee you, not to another doggone mortgage broker inside the broker channel, because they can't do that. All right? My clients got 10th, 11th house or more property they want to add on. We're not going to get a finance in the broker channel, so it's ridiculous, right? But that's where I make my living on, dealing with investors, right? They don't go anywhere. They said, we can't get it financed at our own bank, so what the hell, right? Get paid 50 to 100% more per file. You know how to work less? Get paid more. That's how you work less. Yeah? Increase credibility, because when you have a plaque on a wall, you can point to it and say, you know, I got my certification on the Commercial Financing Experts Academy. You can use my logo, and you can use it's internationally trademarked, so you can use it and be able to see the nice logo on the bottom left. I have a gold one too you can use, so you can do the advertising, which is really cool, right? It's like having a PhD in financing. That's what it is. Free up more time, guys. The more money you make, the more you can help other people. Whenever I visit my mom, I got $1,000 worth of cash to give out. It's not about bragging, right? It's because I can do it and not worried about it. It's a very small chunk of what I make. So that it's like, hey mom, I miss you. I don't want to buy hugs and love, but I rarely see you. So here's some spending money. Right. I'm probably one of her favorite son, if not the favorite. So money helps, guys. You can do some wonderful things with money. It's not about making money, but yes, it is, right? It frees up more time and spend it on people you love, doing things you want to do, right? Here's Jazz Preet. So I told Jazz, Jazz goes, so I know construction, but most of them already got the financing with the banks and stuff. And I do a lot of private lending. And I said, Jazz, go back to your database of your private lending clients that you have, free them up, get them hell out of those high interest, situation that they're digging themselves into. Once they finish building, get them out of there, right? So, well, the broker channel can't finance once they're finished. I said, well, go to these lenders. Right, so he did one recently. He had a client that's paying 9%, $1.2 million. He got this client 3.45%, and the BMO gave him extra $200,000 line of credit. He charged a client, guess what? Less than my 200 basis point, right? But you know what? $18,000. He freed up that client from a 9%. Think about that. Look how much the money he saved the clients. Holy camole, guys! All right. You're a hero in the client's eye. He doesn't care about 18,000. You're like, man, thank God. Right? So he's going through his database. You got a lot of B lending clients. It might be time to get them out of there and get paid extra again, and big time, right? And feel really good about doing it now. Because I don't know about you, I felt really bad when I put clients into B lending. I just felt bad. I just, when they're A- clients, I just felt bad. Yes, I make money, but I just felt bad. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's so only. Maybe some of you guys feel that way. Say yes, yeah, I feel that way too in the chat menu. I love to hear from you, because I'm sure I'm not the only one, right? Yeah, nice little plaque. You take a picture and show it to me on the wall. But very cool. So, but here's the thing: if not commercial financing, what are you gonna do, right? Don't vent on social media. You make yourself look like a putz, right, guys? Don't vent. Don't vent about the government. It doesn't do anything. Don't scream at the landlords at BDM. It's not their fault, right? It's a stupid guideline, and it's being passed on down from the top, somebody way up at the top who is, not in touch with reality, right? It really is. It's not their fault. So don't waste time doing this stuff. But if not commercial financing, find something else to improve yourself, guys. Find alternative way to make more money. How many deals that goes across your desk that you said, shit, I wish I knew about this property. Man, look at the cash flow. Or man, look at the potential money they can make on this. You can subdivide it. The seller sold it as a rancher. My God, right? So there's lots of those deals come across your desk. Sometimes they go sideways, right? And what do we do most time? We just let it fly. I don't do that. I grab those deals. I connect with those realtors. I connect with those sellers. I make another deal elsewhere. Just because this client can't get the job done, because their situation is pretty brutal. Even Sue can't help them, right? Hey, you got an investor somewhere, don't you? You have other people in your network. Leverage it. That's where joint venture income comes in. And I'll share you guys when if you guys get a chance, opportunity to be one of my mentee. And man, there's so much way to make money. I mean, David knows what I'm talking about, right? Here's some final words, okay? So enough about me. Here's from Bernadette Lakhani. If you know who she is, listen to what she has to say.
Bernadette Lakhani, and I just finished training with his commercial financing at Lakhani. I highly recommend it to all mortgage brokers to attend. It just broadened my horizon. I didn't realize all the possibilities that I could do, what I could give to clients. Amazing, amazing things, especially for my clients who are wanting to invest in different properties. So I'm very grateful to for his generosity, his expertise, amazing, like the things that he's given. It just shows how much he really wants to give back to the community. So thank you for all my learning, and I highly recommend all of you attend his event.
Thanks, Bernadette. And I'm gonna have to send her some checks still. I'm just kidding. To be real about this, Bernadette, is accessing her portfolio of clients and investing all over, right? And a lot of investors' clients they need the rental, right? So she's actually reaching out to one of my guys who actually called me up today. Say, hey, this Bernadette Lakhani, is she for real? She just called me. I haven't called her back yet, Sue, but I just want to make sure that she's a good person to work with. I told my guy she's good, deal with her, and because they don't deal with any broker outside. They're told not to talk to broker. So because of my reputation and my relationship, I said she's good. She's a good person. Talk with her. She won't try to screw you over or send you bad clients and stuff or commit fraud or anything like that, right? And you know what? Where you can get 90% of rental offset and 75% non-subject, not in the broker channel, right? So this one lender here is going to help her clients big time, right? Because they have lots of rental property. So my question to you is, if not commercial financing, what have you done? When was the last time you invested in yourself? I spent 18 grand in 1 year, right? That was in 2015. And guess what happened in 2016? I made way more than 18 grand. 5 times that because I invested in myself. You guys need to invest in yourself. Not with Sewell, with somebody else, great. Do invest in yourself because that's the only way you can grow your income, because to do that is the only way. There's no other way. You might be prettier and smarter, maybe that might help. But Sewell wasn't smarter. Sewell wasn't around longer than most of the broker he taught, right? Matter of fact, they look beautiful. They look way better than me. But the thing is this, if you don't invest in yourself, who will? Right? Your client's definitely going to invest in you if they don't see you invest in yourself, right? Look at those. These are some of the few students who experience some great results because now they're more open and more access to everything. I like Warren Buffett, and that's the reason why I invest in myself. He says it's the best. The best investment you can make is an investment in yourself. The more you learn is the more you earn. I could never imagine that I will make 5 times my father's income. For the longest time, I had a trouble just making more than his income, right? Getting over that $120,000 income hurdle was very difficult. Doing it by myself, right? So invest in yourself. If not with Sewell, with somebody else, invest in yourself, right? But if you want to make money the right way and you want to do commercial financing, this is what you get from me. You get support from the online community, all the commercial finance experts. There are over 55 of them in our private group. We're not afraid to speak out about the lenders. We're not shy about telling certain lenders are bad, and we're frank, and we're not PG-13, just put it that way, right? And I don't allow anybody that comes in there. I don't allow lenders to go in there. Even in my commercial account manager, my advisors that I associate with, I don't allow them to join our group because we say things that might offend them, right? That's fine. It's only meant for us. It's only meant to help our clients, right? That's why I have it. And all the templates that Bernadette mentioned, it's all done for you. You're not reinventing the wheel. Everything you can possibly think of. It took me almost 8 years to do this, guys. So it's not overnight, right? Plus, it's easy editable. It's in a Word document. You can edit and you can have your own personal branding on it if you want. It's all yours. the legal fees alone on a few documents was over 10,000. So this is, I'll put it lightly, right? Access to my personal black book list of competent and get it done lenders. There are a lot of lenders out there, a lot of mobile mortgage specialists out there, but only a few that knows exactly how to get it done. All right? I guarantee this much. There are literally thousands of TD MMS. Some of them cannot get files done by the MMS. They send to me, I send to my MMS person, and she gets it done, or he gets it done. Why is that? Same thing in the broker channel. There's some good ones and some not so good ones, right? Most of them aren't good, unfortunately, right? But access to the monthly commercial financial mastermind, I have it once a month. I bring in some of the really cool people to talk to about it. And some of them are from my personal black book. I invite them over, and we have pizzas. And if you're from remote, I broadcast a remote on Zoom, just like here today. And you can talk, right? I open the chat up to everybody. Right? Access to any future workshop. Just because you came one time and you're overwhelmed and I don't let you come back again and you have to pay, no. You can reattend for free, indefinitely, right? And that's worth $10,000 because that's what I'm charging in 2019 January. Right? Here's the thing. Anything you need in the first loan request from A to Z, I can help you. And I won't charge it. I won't need to pull co-broker anything at all. If you make me do all the work, then of course I'm going to split 50-50. But if you can do all the work and I coach you how to do it, then it's all yours, right? You make your money back right away. So the Commercial Financing Experts Academy logo is internationally trademarked in Europe, in US, all around the world. So yeah, one day when we go outside of Canada, you can use it as well. And by the way, you can finance commercial property in the United States. I'll show you how. It's no different than in Canada. And you get paid the same way. Your client pays you, right? How cool is that? Right? And even in residential down there as well. There's literally over $50,000 value here. I can literally charge $50,000, right? But I won't do that. And it's, you know what? I could in the future if I wanted to, but right now I want to help out the community. And like Bernadette says, I want to give out a lot. So it elevates all of us. When you guys all become go-to financing experts, I want to one day to go around the block, go down a coffee shop and introduce myself. And I'm a mortgage broker. And the person that said, wow, you're a mortgage broker. Instead of, oh, you're one of those guys. What the fuck? Sakes, right? I'm not one of those guys. All right? I'm a freaking financing expert. That's what I want mortgage broker to be recognized as. Not one of those guys. Jeez, right? We're not MMF for crying out loud. So sorry, man, if I'm a little bit passionate about what I say, because that's how I feel. We have an awesome industry. We have such great professionals. We do not just graduate from grade 12 and we can work in the bank. It's not how it works, right? So if you want to see if you can qualify to be one of my mentees and come to one of my workshops, you need to schedule a call and we have a nice conversation, okay? David, if you're there, can you post that link onto the chat so people can have a click to that? Absolutely. It's my calendar and you can connect to it. Here's the bottom line. The bottom line is, in January, the price will be $9,997. There's installments available. You can make 2-3 payments. That's all cool. But as of right now, until the end, so we have a course coming up in Toronto in November 21, 22nd. So 21, 22nd in North York, Ontario. If you're able to attend that, you come to attend that one. But if not, then the one in December. So for a short time until the end of the year, I'm giving you a break, okay? For those who make the connection with me and I feel that they deserve and they should and they can be able to make money. I don't want somebody who's going to come into commercial financing and screw things up and don't make money and complain on why. I don't want those people, right? I want to make sure to qualify you that you can make it big. Otherwise, I don't want your money. I make enough as it is without this. This is a weekend course. I want to give back to the community and be friends with really awesome people that I call financing experts, okay? For you, if you do qualify, and how you qualify is go to the comfy.com link there, calendar.com link. The price that you pay is $49.97, all right? You pay it on PayPal like that with the link. There's a commercial financing page that I sent to you later. GST is included. If not, you make installments, then there'll be extra fees on top. Right? So if anybody have any question, feel free to call me. Feel free to chat. I'm going to stay on here for a little bit longer. But here's the thing, guys. There is less than 2% of all mortgage brokers. There's 36,000 of us. Think about it. How many people in your office knows commercial financing thoroughly, not dabble? They know commercial financing, like Sue and most of my mentees that I help now. How many people know that stuff? Less than 2% today, right? So timing is everything. In 5-10 years, it won't be 2%. I guarantee you that much. With my help, it won't be 2%, right? So get off your ass and either get things done, start today, do something. I mean, if not commercial financing, find another way, because Sue's mentee is gonna kill this industry, right? We're gonna wipe everybody out who's not a true financing expert, right? Sorry to say this, but that's the way it is, right? You either go big or go home. I don't know. I don't know any other way to do it. I'm not in this just to make part-time income. I'm here to make a killing and be able to spend more time with my family and friends doing the stuff that I want to do, right? For me, is bringing 50 of you guys along with me to Vietnam, to Philippines, to a third world country, and be able to spend money to help those communities, to show them how to do business, right? Not just volunteer time and work, but go there and teach them, and go in there, show them how they can create a better business, show them how to market, show them how to connect with people, how to network, how to build a better business. That's my dream, right? That's what I really want to do. This commercial financing, I can do it anywhere, right? I did it when I was in Vietnam. I did it when I was in Punta Cana. I did commercial financing files when I was on vacation. Timing is like, 3-6 months. It's like, it's not immediate. I don't have a subject removal that's like 5 days or 3 days, right? My subject removal is like 4 to 6 weeks. So what's your alternative option, right? So that's the next certification workshop. This one's passed already, October 1. Then the one in Burnaby will be December 1st and 2nd. So I got to change that slide. All right. In the November 21, 22nd, it'll be at the Aga Khan Museum. Is VIP. If Rahim is still on, he'll tell you all about it. It's like top of the line place. It's spectacular. It's amazing inside, outside, right? So it's great for photography when you go there. I'll be bringing in some professional photographers. So if you're fortunate to attend these events with me, you get some nice headshots you can use for your promotions. And it looks really nice. So have you seen the last couple of ones that I have posted? Right? I go the extra mile because you're paying some good money, and sure, nice portfolios who give you nice work what he gives you and all that. Right. Any questions, guys? I'm more than happy to answer your question. So here's the link here below. There's a checklist link there. There's a lender analysis tool link there. You can get access to these for free right now, right? I'll leave that up here. I'm staying here. If anybody has questions, I know I went over things really fast. So for those who are online right now that has some question, feel free to put in the chat box, and I can unmute you as well if you raise your hand. If that's better, I'll unmute and you can talk. Did I just bulldoze everybody, or did they all fall asleep on me? Anybody have questions?
Somebody has to have a question.
Well, a question to you is this. Why did you get on this webinar? What intrigued you? All right. Do you have a file that's similar, or did you walk away from any similar files that we just put on? Who's got a question? Brett? Brett Renault. Brett, okay, how are you, Brett? You have a question you want to talk, Brett? I'll unmute you, hold on. Okay, you should be able to talk now, Brett.
Hey, good evening. I just had a quick question. I'm wondering how, these lenders translate to a place like Windsor, Ontario, where historically we've been attached to an industry, the car industry. It's changed recently, and we're a growing community right now. So I'm wondering, you're calling from BC, the meetings in Toronto. I'm wondering how these lenders or the banks, the people you have in your tool belt, whether they have an appetite for our area or not.
Do you guys know where Smith Falls is? Smith Falls. If you guys Google with the Hershey factory where the marijuana plant's moving in, Smith Falls for the longest time had a big issue with unemployment. So if I'm able to get financing for one of those multiplex unit in Smith Falls of all places, I'm certain Windsor, Ontario won't be an issue.
Good to hear. Thanks.
So it's just a matter of summary that you make up, and you have to put it in a way that it makes sense for the lenders. The underwriting has to, see, at the end of the day, is commercial financing is the next level of private financing. How to explain in a way that it's like, it's so delicious, so yummy. I call it, yeah, okay, it looks like shit. I understand. Make it smell like, not like shit. Make it look and smell good. All right. And that's the commercial financing workshop is for. How to mitigate all those risks, how to be able to present it in a way that it makes a lot of sense and it answers every question that the lender probably have, the credit adjudicator have. So when you come to them, geez, Lord, Sue answered all the questions, or Brett answered all the questions that we would have asked, and looks good. Yeah, I think the credit committees will be happy with this. Right? Does that answer your question? Oh, it automatically goes mute back.
Okay. Just to add on to that, Sue, for Brett's question.
Yeah.
In some smaller or depressed economy communities, you may not see the same loan to value. You may not see the same interest rate as you're going to get in the GTA or in Metro Vancouver, but you can still get these deals done. It's just a matter of being flexible with what the local community is. If you've got a community where the economy is totally tanked, you're not going to get 90% loan to value financing. You're not going to get 4% interest rates, but that doesn't mean you can't get the deals done.
That's right. It's about expectation, right? And part of the workshop that I train you guys about is expectation. How to talk to the client, how to make them understand that their expectation is either out of whack from day one, like get it off the table. You know, the elephant in the room, the problem with the broker channel is that when there's an elephant in the room, most of us brokers, I'll say 90%, even me included at the beginning, right? We're afraid to tell the client that, you know, you're out of your freaking mind. Right? You don't want to say that because you're afraid that you might offend them. They go to the next broker, right? But the problem is, if you know your stuff and you tell them you're out of your mind, this is how it's going to be. These are the options you have. This is potentially the best scenario you can get, and this is the worst case scenario. Are you happy with the worst case scenario? If they are, then I'm going to work on this file, and I'm going to get them the best case scenario, right? The thing is, I want to under promise and over deliver. Sometimes I over promise and really hit it home, like over deliver on top of my promise. Right? So that, you know, it's a really interesting industry. You have to get involved in, and then you see the complexity and the excitement. The reason why people tell you to stay the hell out of commercial financing, because it's so much fun for us. We don't want you guys to spoil it. All right.
Tim Ward has a question, Sua.
Okay. Tim, okay, hold on. Let me see if I can. Tim, where are you? Go up to the, okay, where are you? How about unmute Tim here? Hold on, Tim, I'll unmute you in a minute. Where the heck did we go? Tim, I'm trying to follow you and he went up and down. Oh, yeah, here it is.
There he is.
There we go. Hey, talk away, Tim.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So I actually recently came across an investor who's also a realtor. He's got 18 duplexes and I think it's 5 either quad or 6 plexes he's looking to sell.
Wow.
He's looking to sell.
Okay.
Yeah. And I went to a couple of my realtor referral partners and I found someone who's looking to make a play or something like this.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, what's your advice for this? Can you fund this commercially? Like, would the whole deal be able to be funded by one lender possibly?
Right now I'm working on a 9 unit, 9 separate single detached house in the holding company. Mm-hmm. So I don't see any issue with that. If it's cash flowing really well, tell your investor, don't buy it.
Don't buy it?
Yeah, and send me that deal quick.
I definitely don't have that kind of money. This is I'm year 1 in the industry, so you know.
You know what? I'm just being funny. But you know, these are kind of deals that you want to work on because they have no clue what the hell to do with this or how to approach this, right? So
yeah,
it's a win.
Interesting.
These are easy to do. Like multi-units are simplest to do. Like they are the easiest cream of the crop. They're the low-hanging fruits, I call it.
Okay.
Yeah, multifamily all comes down to the cash flow.
Yeah.
What are the rents versus all of the expenses, and that's really the only key to doing multifamily. As long as the rents will support enough mortgage for your guy to be able to afford the down payment, it's a doable deal.
And the lender analysis link there, the lender analysis link there for you, my friend, Tim, is you can punch in those number right away. They'll give you exactly to the dollar how much you can finance.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else? Wow, that's the most I ever had people staying on and just listening. Okay.
Hey, Sua, you mentioned earlier you wanted me to remind you with that HSBC deal, something about a hiccup with the appraisal.
I did. I mentioned on throughout the other slide there.
Okay, perfect.
I got involved because, the thing about financing is relationship building. In a way, it's similar to the residential broker channel. When you build such a tight relationship with certain commercial account managers and certain lenders, advisors, they will go to bat with you. I want to share this. Like, don't share anybody out there. It's not public domain, right? You are an employee with the bank, okay? They're not afraid, like us broker channels are afraid of our lenders, underwriter. Matter of fact, my advisors at the bank, they actually get pissed off at their underwriter, like to a point where almost get swearing at them. Like, you telling the underwriter that they don't know how to do their bloody job. And I was like, don't tell your underwriter that. You can get fired, right? And my guy says, look, I'm telling, like, he has to smarten up because I'm not sending any more files. I'll tell my manager that the underwriter doesn't know their job. The underwriter will get fired. I'm like, geez. It's a different world. Like, commercial account managers is a different breed. Like, they're not like toned down residential guys and residential broker channel. It's like, we're giving the underwriters an easy time, honestly. My mortgage mobile specialists, even at the banks, they are really, really hard on their underwriter. Like, we are nice, honestly. They tell them off. Like, I don't know how they do it because they're not afraid of getting fired, right? They just go from TD, they go to CIBC. They don't give a crap, right? With us, that's it. They kept you off forever. You get blacklisted. Oh, all right. So, anybody else have questions? That's let me know. Wow, ton of people still on. So, you're welcome, guys. Whoever attended the event, by means, reach out to me. Next year is going to be a new year, my friend, and the fees will go up. So, take advantage of it this year, and next year I'm making a 3-day event because a 2-day is just a lot to go over, and 3 days is going to cost me more. So the cost is going to double next year. Take advantage of the opportunity today and make more money. Right? You're only one deal away. Like, commercial deals is easy to get. Once you start working on a commercial file, you see a lot of commercial file. Once you work on commercial file, all your friends, colleagues, everybody around you that knows you and likes you and trusts you will refer you to commercial files because they don't want to do it. They have no idea how to do it, right? So those deals are going somewhere. They're going to Sue or David or Rahim or Bernadette or Noel. They might as well go to you if they're going to go to any one of us, really, right? You know them more than us. By all means, help them with those files and make money, right? Don't. I'm not about greed, but my wife feels that if I'm going to work on a $50,000-$60,000 file, I might as well stay home rather than go and get paid $5,000 all the way in Toronto. And I don't have a big room. I only allow 6, maybe 8 at most. In the future, maybe I might expand to 10, because the training that I have, the workshop I have, is very immersive. It's a lot of deep dive, and I want to be more engaging. So a smaller class is what I typically prefer. I won't do 100. If I get invited by 100 people to do it, I just say, oh crap, how am I going to answer all those questions? I won't be able to, right? Not in the time that I want. So the reason why the price is that it is because you get more time of me, you get more valuable one-on-one. Right? I paid $18,000 in one coaching year from one coach. I made 5 times that the next year. So it's just a matter of, you need to grow to that level before you can make the kind of money. The reason why you're not making the money is your thinking is different than Sue. You agree? Not saying you're dumber or lesser. None of that, man. By no means. I do not belittle people. I come from a very humble background, so I don't mean that in any disrespect to anybody. It's just that I think things differently. I really do, and I believe that when I grew up, I want to be a difference, make difference in other people's life, and this is one way to do it, and directly influence tens of thousands of others because of through you, right? Right. So,
hey Sua,
yes.
Somebody's got their hand up there. They got a question for you.
Okay, did I miss it?
Haley.
Haley, hold on, Haley. There you go, Haley. Haley. Uh-oh. Did I unmute? Okay.
She's there. She just has to unmute.
I think it's your side, girl. You're mute on your side. Unmute on your side. You're unmute on my side.
That was an accident. Sorry.
There you go.
That was an accident. Sorry.
Well, don't you have those spacesuits, the astronaut spacesuits, so prevents accidents from happening?
I wish.
Okay, you have a question, my dear.
No, I accidentally clicked something.
Well, you're on the spot. Tell me how has this webinar helped you?
Just understanding about commercial financing. I really hadn't heard anything about it.
Wow, you're new, right?
Yeah.
Wait till you get to wait till you get to David's level. Then you'll be like, oh my God. But it's an exciting career where the more you learn, the more you make.
Exactly.
Right? Whereas where I was at CIBC for a decade, it's how much more asses I kiss so I can make more. Excuse the language, but literally, like I have to be nice to everybody. Even I hated, right? I didn't respect. I have to pretend I respect them because they're just dumb, like dumb as a stump when I was working with them. It's like, anyway, that's my soapbox, right? I love being independent, and what we have, guys, is something very, very niche, and it's not going to be around forever, right? Residential mortgage broking is not going to be around forever. Down in the U.S., Rocket Mortgage has killed off a lot of AAA clients. They're taking over a lot of the AAA clients because everybody's doing automated stuff online, applying mortgage online. They don't need a broker down in the U.S. It's the clients that are tough that they need. That's it, right? So if you're chasing first home buyer that are like AAA clients, good luck with that. That market's going to die over the years as things become more systematized and online based. We won't need a broker for that anymore. And I'm afraid that one day, First National or TD or Scotia would eventually say, you know what, we don't need you guys. All our AAA clients is doing online now. Matter of fact, we do it on an app on an iPhone. Right? I know. I know for someone who's new, like Haley's, like that doesn't sound like fun. Well, you know what? If you don't specialize in a niche and you don't become the center influence, and if you don't have the status to be the go-to person in your community, chances are you're gonna be left behind. You might even find a different career. You might ever go back working for the bank. Jeez, that's depressing just thinking about it, right? For me anyway. Right? So, I mean, can you imagine Noelle that made like she was very conservative. She made a lot more than 600 times. She told me what it was, right? So she made that much money. Do you think she spent 6 months doing that project, or a couple hours a day, or a couple hours a week? What do you think? What do you think, David?
Sorry, I thought I was unmuted. No, it didn't take her all of her time for several months to do that. It was a couple hours.
Because we did construction projects more complicated than her, right?
Yep.
Yeah. It doesn't take all 6 months. A few hours, maybe an hour a day here, maybe a couple of days later, I spend another hour on it. But yeah, of course, it takes 6 months. Sometimes it takes 9, 12 months, but the payout is dramatically bigger the longer it takes, right? So that's how it works. It's not a gravy train, guys, but it requires some understanding, and there is nobody else teaching this course. They don't want to create competition. I love creating these kind of competition. I'm creating ambassadors, not competition, right? And that's my, if you're on Instagram, that's my nick, I guess, what do you call that? The username? Creating ambassadors. That's what I want to create, because when I go and talk to the lenders, they see me as an ambassador. I represent them. I represent, in a way, indirectly, I represent them. Whenever a client gets a mortgage with them, like HSBC, they don't treat me like as an evil competition broker, right? They don't. They send me business. They say, you know what, I like Sue, I trust Sue, I do business with him, and he sends good business, and you know what, I think he can take care of my clients. So most of the time, they're not afraid to refer me clients because they know I won't screw things up. I can tell them right away that we'll get things done or not. And that's what I want to create. Be able to have a community with all of us sharing everything inside that private community on Facebook. And we're very open about it. I'll give you updates and rates and anything, any goodies that I get from anybody. Okay? So if it helps you, it helps me. That's the way I look at it. And over time, I think our community is going to grow to be huge, a force to be reckoned with, the commercial financing experts, right? So we can call ourselves financing expert. Don't worry about mortgage broker title anymore, right? So when they say, I want to talk to a financing expert, they're going to say, oh, talk to them MMS. That day is going to be gone. Anyhow, guys, thanks for hanging in there, and thanks for hearing me out. Wow, I got tons of people still online, still listening to me go on and on and on. Make a decision, guys. Make a choice, right? Do or don't do. There is no try. All right? Take care. Have yourself a good evening. See you at the top.